I survey with thy chaste eye from thy pale sphere above, thy hundreds of names that my full life doth sway. Oh, Rosalind, trees of my book and in thy barks my thoughts on character, that which every eye in this forest look shall see thy virtue's witness everywhere. Run, Orlando, carve on every tree the fair, the chaste, and unexpressive she. I'll rhyme you so 8 years together. Dinners and suppers and sleeping hours excepted. It is the right butter woman's reign to mortgage.
Thou fool!
For a taste. If a heart be left behind, let them seek out Rosaline. If the cat will after kind, so be sure will Rosaline. Winter garments must be mine, so must slender Rosaline. They that breathe must sheep and wine, then to part with Rosaline. Sweetest nut, sourest rind. Oh, such a nut is Rosaline. He that sweetest rose would find must find love's prick and Rosaline. This is the very false gallop of verses. Why do you?
Please, you dull fool, I found it on a tree.
Truly, the tree yields bad fruit.
Peace, here comes my sister reading. Stand aside.
Why should this a desert be, for it is unpeopled? No, tongue thou hang on every tree, that shall still the same show. Somehow brief the life of man runs his erring pilgrimage, to the stretching of the span buckles his summer cage. Some of violated vows twixt the soul's friend and friend, but upon the fairest brows or at every sentence end, will I, Rosalinda, write, teaching all that read to know the quintessence of every sprite heaven should little show. Therefore heaven nature did charge that one body should be filled with such graces wide and large. Nature presently distilled Helen's cheek, but not her heart. Cleopatra's majesty, Atalanta's better part. Sad musician, Marcy. Thus, Rosalind of many parts, the heavenly time divine, many faces, eyes, and hearts, that the touch's dearest prize. Heaven would she these gifts should have, and I to live and die her slave. Didst thou hear these verses?
Oh, yes, and more too, for some of them had in them more feet than the verses would bear.
That's no matter that the feet might bear the verses.
Aye, but the feet were lame, and could not stand themselves without verse, and therefore should lame lead the verse.
But didst thou hear these verses without wondering how thy name should be hanged and carved upon these trees?
I was 7 of the 9 days of wonder before you came, for look here what I found on the palm tree. I was never so berhymed since Pythagoras' time, that I was an Irish rat, which I could hardly remember.
Trow you who have done this,
Is it a man?
and a chain that you once wore about his neck. Change your color.
I pray thee who?
Oh, Lord, it is hard matter to friends mean, and mountains may be removed in earthquakes and so encountered.
Nay, but who is it?
Is it possible?
I pray thee now, with most petitionary vehemence, tell me who it is.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again wonderful! Oh! And after that, out of all moving.
Good my complexion. To sound me, though I am comparisoned like a man, I have a Dublin and holes in my disposition. 1 inch of the Laymore is the South Sea of discovery. I pray you tell me what is quickly and speak apace. I would not stammer that thou might pour thy man out of thy concealed mouth, like wine comes out of a narrow-mouthed bottle, either too much at once or none at all. I pray thee take thy fork from thy mouth, that I may drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your your belly?
Is he a dog, lady? What manner of a man? Is his head worth his hat, or his chin worth a beard?
Nay, he hath but little beard.
My God will be thankful. God will send more, be thankful. Stand ye not the growth of his beard, thou delay me not the knowledge of his chin.
It is young Orlando that has tripped up the wrestler's heels and your heart both in an instant.
Nay, speak, sad brow and true maid.
In faith, as 'tis he. Orlando? Orlando!
Oh, alas a day! What shall I do with my doublet and hose? What didst ye when thou saw him? What said he? How looked he? Wherein went he? How parted he with thee? And when shalt thou see him again? Answer me in one word.
You must borrow me Gargantua's map first. 'Tis a word too great of any size of this map's age. To say I or know these particulars is more than to answer in a captain.
Oh, but doth he know I am in the forest and in man's apparel? See, as freshly as he did the day he wrestled.
It is easy to count atomies as it is to resolve the proposition of a lover. But take a taste of my finding him and relish it in good observance. I found him under a tree. Dropped like an acorn.
It may as well be called Job's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give me audience, good madam.
Proceed.
There he lay, outstretched along like a wounded knight.
Who would be a pity to see such a sight from the ground?
Try hollow to thy tongue, I prithee, never unseasonable. He was furnished like a hunter.
Oh, ominous because you fill my heart.
I would sing my song without burden, thou bringest me out of tune.
Do not know I am a woman, but I will speak. Speak, say on.
You bring me out.
So, comes he not here? Speaks like God and God.
I thank you for your confidence and good faith. I had a sleep and hid myself below.
As had I, but for fashion's sake I thank you too for your society.
God be with you. Let's meet as little as we can.
I do desire we may be better strangers.
I pray you, sir, are no more trees by writing love songs on their bark.
I pray you, sir, far no more of my verses by reading them ill-favoringly.
Rosalind is your love's name?
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
Of what stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
Thou art full of pretty answers. Hast thou not been acquainted with goldsmiths' wives and calmed them out of rings?
Not so, but I answer you right, patient Claude, from whence you have studied your question.
Thou hast a nimble wit. I think it's made of Adelanta's heels. Will you sit down with me, and we two will rail against our mistress the world and all our misery?
I will chide no breather in the world but myself, against whom I know most fault.
Your worst fault is that you are in love.
'Tis not a fault I would not change for your best virtue. I am weary of you.
By my troth, I was seeking a fool when I found you.
He's drowned in the brook. Look but in, and you shall see him.
I shall see but mine own figure.
Which I take either to be a fool or a cipher.
Yeah, tarry with you no longer. Very well, good Signor Long.
I am glad of your departure. Adieu, Monsieur Melancholy.
We'll speak to him and like a saucy lackey play the knave with him.
Do you hear, Forester?
Very well, what would you?
What is so wrong?
You should ask what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest, else sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy for the time as well as the clock.
Why not the swift foot of time? Had not that been as proper?
By no means. Time travels in diverse uses with diverse persons. I'll tell you who time ambles the ball, who time trots the ball, who time gallops the ball, and who he stands still the ball.
I prithee, who doth time tropical?
Mary, he trots hard with the young maid between the contract of her marriage and the day it is solemnized. If the interim be but a seven-night time, space is
holidays and still withal.
With lawyers in the vacation, for they sleep between term and then perceive not how time moves.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With Miss Shepherdess, my sister, here in the skirts of the forest, like fringe upon a petticoat.
Are you native of this place?
Ah, yes, the Cody that you speak well where she used to move.
Your accent is something finer than you can purchase in so removed a dwelling.
Indeed, I have been told so of many, but an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was in his youth an inland man, who knew courtship all too well, for there he fell in love. I've heard him read many lectures against it, and I, thank God, I am not a woman to be touched with so many giddy offenses as he hath generally taxed their whole sex withal.
Can you remember any of the principal evils he laid to the charge of women?
There were none principal. They were all like one another as half-wits are, every one seeming monstrous till his fellow thought came to match it.
I prithee recount some of them.
Nay, I will not cast away my physic but on those that are sick. There is a man haunts this forest that abuses our young plants with carving Rosalind on their barks, hangs odes upon hawthorns and elegies on brambles, all forsooth, deifying the name of Rosalind. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
I am that he that is so love-shaken. I pray you tell me your remedy.
There is not a light uncle's marks upon you. He taught me to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I am sure you are no prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not, a blue eye, and something which you have not, an unquestionable spirit which you have not, a beard neglected which you have not, though I pardon you for that, for simply having a beard is a younger brother's revenue. Then your hose should be unguarded, your bed unbonded, your sleeve untied, your shoe untied, and everything about you seeming a careless desolation. You are no such man. You are rather point device in your accoutrement as loving yourself than seeming the lover of any other.
Good use I would. I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it. You may as well make her that you love believe it, which I warrant she is apt to do than to confess she does. That is one of the poisons in which women still give a lie to their consciences. But in good sooth, are you he that hangs up the verses on the trees where Rosalind is so admired?
By the white hand of Rosalind. I am that he, that unfortunate he.
But are you so in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is so wonderful, and I must carry my counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, one. And in this man, he was to imagine me his love, his mistress, and helped me ever need to woo me, at which time would I, being but a mulish youth, would grieve, be effeminate, shameful, longing, and liking, proud, fantastical, apish, shallow, inconstant, full of tears, full of smiles, for every passion something, and for no passion truly anything, as boys and women are for the most part cattle of this color. Would thou like him, then loathe him, then entertain him, then forswear him, would weep for him, then spit at him. I drove my love from his mad humor of love to a living humor of madness, which was to forswear the full stream of the world and live in a nook merely monastic. Thus I cured him, in which way will I take it upon myself to march towards the river as clean as the sound sheep's heart, but there shall be not one spot love in it.
I would not be cured, you.
You would but call me Rosalind, and come to me every day to fight for blooming.
Then by the faith of my love I will. Tell me where it is.
I will show it to you in all the way. You shall tell me where the forest to live. Shall we go?
With all my heart, good you.
Nay, you must call me Rosalind. Come, sister, shall we go?
Come apace, Audrey. I will fetch up your ghost, Audrey. How, Audrey? Am I the man yet? Doth my simple feature content you?
Your features? Lord warrant us, what features?
I am here with thee and thy goats. as the most capricious poet, honest Ovid, was among the gods.
Oh, knowledge ill-inhabited, worse than Job in a thatched house.
When a man's verses cannot be understood, nor a man's good wit seconded by the forward child understand, it strikes a man more dead than a great reckoning in a little room. Truly, I would the gods had made thee poetical.
I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest in deed and word? Is it a true thing?
No, truly, for the truest poetry is the most fading, and lovers are given to poetry. And what they swear in poetry may be said as lovers they defame.
Do you wish then that the gods had made me poetical?
I do, truly, for thou swearest to me thou art honest. Now, if thou wert a poet, I might as well hope thou didst fame.
Would you not have me honest?
No, truly, unless thou art hard favored. For honesty coupled to beauty is to have honey as sauce to sugar.
Mercurial fool! I am not fair, though I pray the gods make me honest.
Truly, and to cast away honesty upon a foul slut were to put good meat into an unclean dish.
I am not a slut, though I thank the gods I am foul.
Well, the gods be praised for thy foulness. Sluttishness may come hereafter. But yet as it may be, I will marry thee. To that end, I have been with Sir Oliver Martext, the vicar of the next village, who hath promised to meet me here in this place of the forest and to couple us.
I would fain see this meeting. Well, the gods be praised.
Amen. Here comes Sir Oliver. Sir Oliver Martext, you are well met. Will you dispatch us here under this tree, or shall we go with you to your chapel?
Is there none here to give the woman?
I will not take her on gift of any man.
If she is not to be given, truly the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed, I'll give her.
Even good master, what you call it. How do you, sir? God yield you for your last company, sir. I'm very glad to see you. Even a toy in hand here, sir. Nay, prithee, be covered.
Will you be married, Motley?
As the ox hath his bell, the horse his curb, and the falcon her bells, so man hath his desires. And as pigeons bill, so wedlock would be nibbling.
And will you, a man of your breeding, be married under a bush like a beggar? Get thee to a church. Have a good priest who can tell you what marriage is. This fellow will join you as they join waistcoat, and one of you will prove a shroff plank and more. Or
Time out! I am not of the mind but that I were better married of him than of another. For he is the like to marry me well, and not being well married. It will be a good excuse for me hereafter to leave my wife. I'm in.
go with me, I'll counsel thee.
Come, sweet Audrey. We must be married, or we must live in Audrey. Farewell, good Master Oliver. Not, oh sweet Oliver, oh brave Oliver, leave me not behind thee, but wind away, be gone, I say. I will not to wedding with thee, gaga, la la. Once your bad romance.
Tis no matter. Ne'er a fantastical name will ever flop me out of my calling.
Never talk to me, for I do weep.
Marry, I
Go hence a little. I shall conduct you to your apartment.
Oh, let us remove the sight of lovers' feet of those in love. Bring us to this side, and you shall say all through the busy actor in their play.
Sweet Phoebe, do not scorn me. Do not, Phoebe. Say that you love me not, but say not so with bitterness. The common executioner, whose heart the accustomed sight of death makes hard, falls not the axe on the humbled neck, but first begs pardon. Look thou, sterner be than he that lives by bloody drops.
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee, for I will not injure thee. Thou tellest me that my eyes are murderers. 'Tis pretty sure and very probable that eyes, that are the softest and frailest things, that shut their gates and cower enemies, should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now, I frown on thee with all my heart, and if my eyes can wound, why now let them kill thee. Oh, counterfeit the swoon. Oh, for if thou canst not, oh, for shame, lie not to tell me that my eyes are murderers. Now show me the wound that my eye hath made on thee. Scratch thee both the pin, and there remains some mark of it. Lean upon a rush, and they keep on pressure thy moment. Some bone keeps, but now my eyes, which I have darted thee, hurt thee not, nor I am sure that there is no harm in eyes that can do hurt.
Oh, dear Phoebe, if ever, and that ever may be near, you meet in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, then you will know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrows make.
Until that time, come not thou near me. And until that time comes, pity me not. Afflict me with thy mocks, for until that time I will not pity thee. And why? Who might your mother be, that you insult and exult all at once over the wretched? What, though you have no beauty, as my eye can see no more than when thou candle may go dark to bed, must you needs be therefore proud and pitiless? Why? What means this? Why do you look upon me so? I see no more in you than in the ordinary of nature's silver. Odds my little life, I think she means to tangle my eyes too. No, faith, proud mistress, 'tis not your inky brows, your black silk hair, your bugle eyes, nor your cheek of cream that can attain my spirits to your worship. You foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her like foggy sound, puffing with wind and rain? You are 1,000 times a proper man than she a woman. 'Tis such fools as you that fill this world full of ill-favored children. 'Tis not her glass, but you that flatters her, and out of you she sees herself more proper than any of her lineaments can show her. But, mistress, know thyself, down on thy knees, and thank heaven fast for a good man's love. For I must tell you frankly, and in your ear, sell what you can, you are not for all markets. Provide the man mercy, take his offer, balance goes well, be bound, be adopted. Take her to the shepherd. Very well. Sweet youth! I pray you, tie a year together. I'd rather hear you cry than this man woo. He's fallen in love with your foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger. If it be so, as soon as she answers thee with frowning looks, I'll sauce her with bitter words. Why do you look upon me so? For no ill I bear thee. I pray you, do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made in wine. Besides, I like you not. If you know my house, 'tis in the town falls here hard by. Come, sister, shepherd, ply her hard. Let's go, sister. Shepherdess, look on together, and be not proud. Though all the world could see, none could be so abused in sight as he. Come, to our flock. Dead shepherd, I see they saw a light. Whoever loved that loved not at first sight.
Pity me? So holy and perfect is my love, and I in such a poverty of grace that I shall think it a our most plenteous crop to but clean the broken ears after the man the main harvest reaps. Let loose now and then a smile, and that I'll live upon.
No, she was the youth that spoke to me awhile.
Oh, not well, but I have met him oft, and he hath bought the cottage and the bounds that the old Carlock once was master of.
Think not I love him, though I speak for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy. And he talks well. But what care I for words? Yet words do well when he that speaks simply to those I hear. 'Tis not a pretty view. But the best thing about him was his complexion. The thoughts from his eyes did he love. Actually, coming to defense, his eyes did he love. He's not very tall, but for his years he's tall. His legs were so but yet his well. There was a little more ripe, lusty red that mixed in his cheek. 'Twas just a different from the constant red and of the mask. Some women, Sylvius, when walking with Paul down, the thorn near to fall in love with him, but for my part, I love him not. So I hate him not. No reason to hate him than to love him. For what had he do to chide at me? I remember that he said my eyes were black and my hair black, and now I remember scorned me. He mortal boy or after again. All is one. I'll make this no quickness. All right, a very taunting letter. And now wilt thou, Sylvius?
With all my heart, thee.
The matter is in my head and in my heart. I'll be bitter with him and passing short. Go with me, Sylvius.
Good day and happiness, dear Ganny. Rosalind.
Hi, Orlando, where have you been all this time? You, a lover, and you serve me such a trick, come in my sight no more.
Dear Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love? He that divide a minute each with 1,000 part, and break but a part of the 1,000 part of the minute in the affairs of love, it may be said of him that Cupid hath clapped him on the shoulder, but I'll warrant him heart whole.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, and you be so tardy, come no more in my sight. I am as lief be wooed of a snail.
Of a snail?
I of a snail. Although he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head, a better jointure, I think, than you make a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
What's that?
Why, horns, which such as you are fain to be persuaded to your wives for. Besides, comes arms in his fortune, and prevents the slander of his wife.
Virtue is no horn maker, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind.
It pleases him to call you so, but he has a Rosalind of better leer than you.
Come, woo me, for now I am in a holiday humor and like enough to consent. What would you say to me now, and I were your very, very Rosalind?
Kiss before I spoke.
Nay, you better speak first, and when graveled for lack of matter, might take occasion to kiss. Very good orators, when they are out, they will spit, and God warn us, the cleanliest shit is to kiss.
How would the kiss be denied?
Then she puts you to entreaty, and there begins new matter.
Who could be out before his beloved mistress?
Mary, that if I were your mistress, or else I should take my honesty ready with my word.
Out of my suit.
Not out of your apparel, and yet out of your suit. And when you're your Rosalind,
I take some joy to say that you are, because I'd be talking of her.
in my person I say I will not have you.
Then in mine own person I die.
Oh, wait, die not by a burning. The whole world is almost 6,000 years old. Not one man has died in his own person, namely, in a love lost. Or men have died in worms and eat them. Not for love.
I do not have my right, Rosalind, of this mind, for I protest her frown might kill me.
By this hand I swear it will not kill a fly. Now I will be your Rosalind in more coming on disposition. Ask me what you will, I will grant.
Then love me, Rosalind.
I die days and sad days long.
Wilt thou have me?
I and 20 such, let's say.
hope so.
Not a good thing. Come, sister, you shall be the priest and marry us. Give me your hands, Orlando. What do you say, sister?
Ready, Marius?
I cannot say the words.
You must begin with you, Orlando.
Go to. Will you, Orlando, take this Rosalind to be your wife?
I will.
I when?
How as fast as she can marry us.
Then you must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
Take me, Rosalind, for wife.
I'd ask you for your permission, but I do take thee, Orlando, to be my husband. A girl goes before the priest, and a woman's thoughts certainly run before her actions.
So do all thoughts, they are winged.
Now, tell me how long you would have her after you possessed her.
Forever and a day.
Say a day without the effort. No, Orlando. Men are April when they woo, December when they wed. Maids are May when they are maids, but the sky changes when they are wives. I will be more jealous of thee than a Barbary cock pigeon over his head, more clamorous than a parrot against rain, more newfangled than an ape, more giddy in my desires than a monkey. I will weep for nothing like Diana in the fountain. I will do that when thou art disposed to be happy. I will laugh like a hyena when thou art inclined to sleep.
But will my Rosalind do so?
On my faith, she will do as I do.
Oh, but she is wise.
Or else she would not have the wit to do so. The wiser, the waywarder. Shut the door upon a woman's wit, and it will out the casement.
Ta-da!
Stop that, and 'twill out to the keyhole.
Ta-da!
Shut that, and 'twill out with the smoke in the chimney.
Ta-da!
A man that had a wife with such a wit, he might say, wit, whither wilt?
Nay, you might keep that check till you found your wife's wit going to your neighbor's bed.
And what wit could wit use to excuse that?
Mary, to say she came to seek you there. You must never take her without her answer unless you take her without her tongue. All that woman can make her husband's fault her occasion. Let her never nurse her child for herself, or she will breed it like a fool.
For these 2 hours, Rosalind, I will leave.
I cannot lack thee 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. I will be with thee again at 2 o'clock.
Aye, go your ways, go your ways. I knew what you would prove. My friends told me as much. The flattering tongue of yours hath won me over. 'Tis but one castaway, and so come death. 2 o'clock is your hour.
Aye, Rosalind.
By my troth, and in good earnest, and so God mend me, and by all pretty oaths that are not dangerous. If you break one jot of your promise, or come 1 minute behind your hour, I will be the most credible, the most great promise, the most hollow lover, and the most unworthy of her to call Rosalind. So beware my censure, and keep your promise.
With no less religion than if thou wert indeed my Rosalind. So adieu.